Hello my beautiful people, welcome to UniekMakes by Cristina. Today I have a tutorial to share with you on request from one of my beautiful subscribers. It's on how to make a Pokey Tool. I actually have fun making these and the possibilities are endless. And when I mean endless, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. But I will say, once you start, they get very addictive and you're going to be buying and buying and your stash is going to get huge. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the supplies that you can start with, and like I said, it's just to start with. You can constantly add. I'm always adding to mine. I'll show you some of the little basic of the Pokey Tools that I do have. Like this one here is just a regular basic Pokey Tool, which has a charm bead in the top and does have the needle and then the bubblegum beads. I do go with the bigger and then go smaller at the end. So I have the 2 bubblegum beads and then I go smaller and smaller, and I do have a spacer bead like that. Okay, and I do it for several of them. And like this one, I went with the fancy bead and I do the same thing basically. And then this one here, I go with a charm bead and basically do the same thing. For these here that I've done here, I don't leave the top of it open so that you could put a dangle, because you can put a dangle on that also. I won't show you that one now. Right now I'm just showing you the basics. So let me show you the supplies that you will need. I will have some affiliate links below, which is no extra cost to you, but it does help with my channel. And it's the basics to start in case you don't have any of the supplies, so it kind of gets you in the right direction of what you need. So let me show you what you will need. So you will need some needles here. These are 6-inch, and these are actually just regular embroidery needles that I got from Amazon. And since this is needles, be careful. I can't stress that out too much. Be careful because you don't want to get poked. So these are regular 6-inch needles. Okay, and then what I was saying earlier, how you have the little hole here, you can always do a dangle right there in the hole. Which on these, I didn't leave one open for that. But if you do ever want to see that done, just let me know and I'll do a tutorial for you for that. But like these, I did not do one, okay? But you do have the possibility to do a dangle. I'll show you another option that you could do that for. Okay, so you need your needles. And like I said, the links, I'll have other version of needles also with a bigger hole on there too. So you need your needles. Another thing you need is your glue. And I use the E600. You could tell this, I really love this one because it's already pretty much used. And another option is also the B700. It's the same thing, just different company. Okay, this one here does got like a needle. I don't know if you can see that, like a real precise. Okay, and this one does have a needle in there, so it keeps it open. Okay, and this one just a regular. Now this glue is like rubber cement. I don't know if you remember rubber cement. Those of you more of my age might, but it's almost like a rubber cement. So if you don't like a rubber cementy, you might want to wear some gloves with that. But it does rub off, so you can it's easily to rub off. So you want the glue. Okay, the next thing you want is like your toppers. So your toppers can vary. So I sometimes use like charms, or mine are like beaded, which I buy. And you could get some of these on Temu. I've seen them on Temu. I've seen them on AliExpress. But I get these here. I get these here. So this is for my, when I want to make Pokey Tools. They're cutesy. So I have these. Okay, and I'm going to be making a cutesy one and also a fancy one. And then where's my... And then we'll do a fancy one also. And here's my fancy. And then these here, you can find them on Temu also. You just got to search. It's a lot of searching, but you will find them on there. And on AliExpress, actually do have these. They're easier to find these on AliExpress. Okay, so you have what your toppers are. Now, if you don't have any of these, you can also do like bows. Let me move this out the way. Let me show you that. You can also do toppers as bows also, stars. Like I said, you could use anything. So you could use bows also. Any type of bows on the top, stars, anything. You could use whatever you have. Okay, so the next thing you want to use, then you choose your beads. So the same thing goes with your beads. You could do your 20 mm beads, your bubblegum beads. So you could do those. You could do your rhinestone, your crackle, any kind of beads that you want. If you want vintage beads, you could do vintage beads. You could do rhinestone beads, crackle beads, AB beads. I have some of the, you want a variety of sizes. I have some the smaller ones I usually use on the bottom of mine, which is down here. Okay, so you could use that. And like I said, I'll have all the lists to kind of give you a direction on where to go. Like that. And then I also have spacer beads here. Now these are big hole spacers. And all of this you can find on Temu and Amazon. On Amazon I do have links on there to give you like a little head start if you don't have any. I also have BB Craft. If you want to save 10%, I also got a code there. And like I said, there's no extra cost to you. And I also have bead spacers here. Look at that. And then, yeah, like I said, any beads you want, you can use. Okay. Now, the thing is, the hole has to be big enough to fit your needle. Okay. Usually, 2 mm will fit. Sometimes this, like the glass beads and whatnot, won't fit because the hole's too small. So, usually 2 mm, you're pretty good for the needles. Okay. So another thing you need for your cap. Now for the bottom, I don't know if you can see that. You could use earring back to cover the tip. All right. So I use this, and then I also use these plastic caps also. The only thing is this one here is a little bit big for these needles. I don't know if you can see that. But I also have that link. And these are actually like a little cap. I need to get smaller ones for these needles. Now these are 2 mm. Okay. So that just covers the cap. Alright. So this one probably needs like a 1 mm to fit that one. But like I said, depending on the needle, because some of the needles are a little thicker. So that just covers the cap. Alright. Oh, actually, let me show you one more thing. Another spacer, which is this spacer here, are these. And these come in different sizes and colors. Alright, so you get some of those. These are the smaller ones. Yes, let me show you these ones here. It goes here. So here goes the bigger one. These are for like the 20 mm. Okay, and then they go smaller and smaller. And like I said, you could get this on Temu, Amazon, BB Craft, whichever one, ever site you have that you want to buy from. And on, like I said, Amazon and BB Craft, I do have BB Craft. I got a code, you save 10%, and on Amazon, I do have an affiliate link on that. I think that's all the supplies. Okay, and then, okay, let me move some of the stuff out the way so we can start. Okay, use my trusty glue. Like I say, this glue right here is amazing. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and get a needle. And like I said, be careful because of the point, so you always want to be careful. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and pick what color you're going to go ahead and do. So we'll go ahead and use brown first. We'll go ahead and do the brown one first. Okay, so since we're going to do brown, you want to go ahead and get all your stuff first. Okay, so when I do this one here, since it's pretty big, I don't want it all the way down here so that it takes up all the space. So I kind of go so that it's right there, okay? So you could kind of, okay, so kind of go up a little bit so that it's not all the way. So you don't want it so that's up here. You want at least towards the end to give you enough space to put a lot of beads here, okay? So let's see what we have. And you just pick whatever colors you want. And you can put any sizes that you want. See, he got the, what, they got a red? Yeah, that one. You just pick and choose which ones you like. Okay, they're doing rhinestone. Let's see. Oh, that's green. I think that's what makes the fun part. So all you're gonna do right now is just try your beads, see what you like first. You want to switch it. And like I said, you want to be careful. You don't want to poke yourself. And this is not a kid's craft. Okay. Now, I go sometimes big to small. You do not have to do that. You could just keep going. You could, if you want it all big, you could go all big. You could go all small. Or you go small, big, small. It's whatever you like. Actually, We haven't put the spacers on there yet. I'm just trying to figure out which way I want to do it. Okay, I think I want to go big. You can check where this is at. Okay, that's where okay, that's the bead colors I like. So I'm going to keep it like that. Let me put these away. Now the next thing I'm going to get is the spacers. Now you could choose the size that you want. I'll probably go like a medium. Now there's different kinds of spacers also, so we put one there, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's different kind of spacers. There's these kinds here. Like I said, they're the big hole spacers also. Actually, I have brown, but I have another tray. But let me see. Like instead of a bead, you can also trade it off for a spacer also. Let me see. I might go spacer here. Yeah, I think let me see. Yeah, I like that. All right, so all right, so that's the order I'm going to go. And break that part up. Once you have your order, go ahead and stick your order down so that you don't lose it. Okay, so and then you're gonna go ahead and glue your top. Now, if you're not doing a dangle, okay, if you're not doing a dangle, I would just go ahead and go stick this into your glue. Just roll it around. Now this does get messy. So like I said, if you do not like your hands messy, or if you don't like this glue mess on your hands, go ahead and put gloves on. But it does rub right off. Okay. And then go from the bottom up because it does, you get a better, it slides through. Now remember, you don't want most of the needle cover the whole thing. So you want it up. I'm going to go at least halfway. And this does take a little bit to dry. It's not an instant, it doesn't dry instant. So give it a little bit. So when you make this, you could make 2 at the same time. So you could let this dry for a little bit, and you can start on another one. So usually you want to rub it around, go in a circle, rub it around. Sometimes you have to re-glue it because it doesn't, you need to reapply glue. This feels like it's pretty good. Okay, so while we'll wait that to kind of take a little bit, let's go do another one. Let's do the fancy. Okay, so we'll glue the fancy so that they could dry, and then we'll start picking the beads for that, okay? And like I said, this you could also get on Temu and AliExpress. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. Unless you're going to put a dangle on a little hole there, then don't do this. But if you aren't, you go ahead and glue the top just like this. I'm going to go all the way around. And we're going to go do the same thing. We don't want this to be we want most of it about halfway, okay? We don't want the charm to take over the whole needle, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll go top to bottom. Find your hole. And this is so the glue goes all the way down. You kind of want to get it by the wall. Okay. Spin it a little bit so that it gets all the way around. Okay, once that's done, set that aside. Okay, now let's find the beads for that. Since you can match it to that, this one's a pink one, pink with white, so I'll match it with that. So you can match it with whatever beads you have with it. So let me see. Let's go with some fancy. Actually, here. I do like doing this. This is it's real soothing for crafting. Check out these beads. These are real nice. And these, I think I saw these on Amazon, which I think I gave you a link. I have to check. You can even use silicone with this. You can use any kind of bead as long as they, like I said, as long as they fit the hole. You can even do different shapes. You could do different shapes. That will work also. So that's all like. Okay, then we'll go ahead and check that. Okay, since it moves a little bit. Now the only thing is it does take a little while to set. Now let me show you something with the one that I use. This is the one, my personal one that I use. Now they usually do stick right away, right? So if this one right here is kind of loose, now you can't keep it like that. But me personally, I like them to stay like still, like really stick. Like see some of these stick, except for this moves. You don't have to wait for them to like stick if you don't mind that. But if you do, you can wait until it glues before you put your next bead in there. So because I do sell these, I do wait for them to, so they don't wait for them to stick, so they don't move. Okay, but for me personally, they do move. Okay, unless you don't mind, then you could go ahead and leave it. But if you do mind, then you can wait for them to glue, which will take it might take quite a bit, like maybe 20 minutes or so, or less, depending on how good it took. Okay, same with this. It might take a little bit because this glue is not instant, but once it is glued, it's real good. And then sometimes you have to check it. See, like this is a little loose, so we'll bring it down a little bit and reapply glue. Okay, just shake it in there. Okay, see how some of the glue came off on the top? Just wipe it off of there. And it does rub off. You could rub it. Like I said, it's like cement. It's like rubber cement. You could rub right off. Just make sure you don't put your hands in your mouth if you got glue on your hands or in your eyes or anything. So do be careful. See, it does rub. It does rub off. Okay, we'll let this sit for a little bit, and then I'll be right back. Okay, since we double applying, it's actually more sturdier. We could go ahead and put the glue for the first bead. So what you want to do is go ahead and dab. Give it a nice amount on both sides. You can see that. Okay. Go ahead and put your first bead in there. And then you want to go ahead and twist it so you can get the glue all around. And you want to go back and forth and be careful you don't get poked. Go back and forth. Reapply a little bit more glue. Go around to another side. Okay, twist. You want to just go ahead and put it up there. Just hold together for a little bit. Now you want to give it at least I will give at least 5 minutes for each one, okay? Give it 5 minutes so it could kind of take. If you notice that it doesn't take, go ahead, push it back out, reapply glue, twist it on there, and then hold it in there again. Okay. Now this is for like for yours personal, and if you don't want to wait, you go ahead and just go ahead and start adding it all together. But this does take a little time for it to make it and for it to really stick. Okay, so we'll let this kind of like stick. Give it a little bit. So that's why it's good to do more than one at a time, so that while one's kind of like setting in, you got another one to make. So we'll set the other one, get the other one ready. Okay. Also, I notice if you let the glue sit for a little bit, if you let it sit for just a little bit, it kind of like, it gets tackier. Okay, let's put our bead on this one. Let's see. And we'll do the same thing. Twist. Twist and go down a little bit. Twist. Twist so you kind of get it against the wall. You want to get against the wall, the bead. Twist, go down. Twist, go down. And you'll feel it because it kind of gets like tackier. Okay, so this one, if it feels like a real good tack, you may not need to apply again, but we'll put a little bit more glue just in case. Yeah, put a little glue on one side, go to the other side. Like I said, twist, pull down, twist, go down. Okay, twist a little bit. Okay, now you want to push these two together. You don't want to push on the needle because the glue's still wet, so the needle will move that. Let me see where all these are at so I don't get glued. Okay, so let that sit. So see, as you let one sit, and then you go back to the other one. And don't really mess with this too much. Just let it, because it is wet. Okay, so now you could get your spacer. Now, like I said, there are different type of spacers you got, and depending on your bead, there's antique beads and whatnot. So I'm using these ones here, but if you look, there's other kinds of spacers you could use. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one, since if you look at these here, they have a little cup, like a little indentation. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the top of the bead here, so that the kind of glue, where it will bond to that bead and this bead at the same time. So I'm just going to put at the edge, and it'll kind of hold the orange bead down also at the same time. So you just put some there. Okay. And this one you just push down. And what I like about the spacer, it kind of will hold the bead a little more in. Okay. So with this, then you go ahead and put a little more glue on the top because it has the little cup in there, which would help hold the next bead. Okay, so let's put a little more. Hopefully you can see that. So you want to go around. Now the good thing about this, you don't have to be neat, because with the glue you have a little give and take since it doesn't set. Okay, since you put a little bit like glue that's going to go down into the little cup, you can also put a little bit on the little needle so that you could get it on a bead also. Okay, so let's get the bead again and put it through. Like I said, be careful. Then you want to go ahead and rub it. So make sure, let the bead lay on the needle so that it touches the wall. So go ahead, roll it, slide it back, roll it so you can pull the glue on it. Roll it, pull, roll it. And you'll feel it getting tacky. You can turn your needle, turn it because the glue will start dripping down. Turn it. Okay, then you attach it. Okay. And so forth like that. Look how nice it's turning out. Look at that. Alright, so we'll let that sit. So it's pretty much just keep going back and forth, back and forth. So if you do more than 2, it's even better, because then it gives this time here to cure a little bit more. And I believe it takes 4 hours to 100% cure. So you'll make it and give it at least a day, and then it's good to go. So let's go ahead and do this one. So we'll put the spacer for this one. So let's go, I'll go with the smaller. Let's see. This may be too small. But you could try. Actually, it's not. Actually, I like that. Let's see if I got any more pink. Yeah, I do. And this making Pokey Tools are actually pretty fun. I do like making these. It's calming, soothing, nice and quiet. Okay, if you see there's a little bit of glue that went over, you could wait till it dries a little bit more so that you could take it off. You could rub it right off. We'll put a little bit more glue on the bottom so that it could go in the cup. And then put some on the needle. Okay, and then we'll put the next bead. Remember, lay it on the. You want to go ahead and lay it down on the needle. Slide it down, roll it. Keep rolling and push back. Roll it, pull back. Roll it again, pull back. Now, so that the glue don't drop that way, roll it again, pull back. Again, pull back. You know, push. Push it, it connects to the thing. Now go ahead, we'll leave it on the side and then let that kind of cure a little bit. Okay, so we'll go back to this one, our little Boo Boo one. In case you didn't know who that was, that's the little Boo Boo. He's from Pump Mart. Okay, so we'll put another spacer. Now, say you want to put a dangle on here. You can also, instead of putting a spacer, you could put a bell. I will have a link on that also below. I don't have one on my desk now. I do have some, but I didn't bring one with me. It's almost like a spacer, but it has a little metal place where you could hang a charm on there. So that's another thing you could do too if you want a little dangle to hang on there also. Okay. You kind of see if it's going to move or not, if it's going to dry pretty good by kind of moving. If it kind of like stuck, then you know it should dry. It should dry, it should be stuck when it dries. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the other spacer. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue at the end. So you want to put it like, almost like a tear, like a drop going down. Okay, and then you put the rest going up the needle until we put the bead on there. Go ahead and drop it. Go down. Okay. Go ahead, put some more. We'll put some more glue on the needle part so you can add the next bead. On both sides. Okay, since I'm using a smaller one, drop it down so that it's on the actual needle. Twist, pull back. Twist, pull back. Twist, pull back. Okay, see this one doesn't feel like it's pulling, so go ahead and pull. Put a little bit more glue. You don't feel the tackiness. So go ahead and put some more glue on there. Okay, pull. Yeah, see now it's a little tacky. Turn your needle so you could get it so it don't drip. Twist, pull back. Twist, pull back. Go ahead, push in. Okay. See how that's looking? Okay, so let that sit. Then we'll go to the next one. Look how that one's turning out so far. Okay, let me see something. Let me see if I want to put this first. I think I'll put this one first. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the glue for the spacer. So go ahead, put your drops of glue there. Now you don't want to push too much on this glue because this glue does come out easily and it does come out quick. Sometimes it has a mind of its own. Okay, let me get the pink one. Go ahead and put it back in there. You want to check every now and then, so kind of make sure it's even. Okay, or centered. I'm going to put some glue in the bottom. Then you want to go up on the needle. Now remember, once you start getting into the smaller beads, you don't go as high. So once you're on the bigger beads, you go a little bit, you know, you want to cover enough for the whole bead, basically. Okay, and if you notice how the glue's dripping right there on the side, go ahead, turn your needle so that it doesn't drip on the bottom and on your desk. So go ahead, twist and pull, twist and pull, twist and pull. If it feels tacky, that's good. If it doesn't, add more glue. Twist and pull. Okay, then you want to stick it. Okay, see how that looks. Look how pretty that looks so far. Alrighty. We're getting closer to the end. So the next one, now we're going to go ahead and put, instead of putting a regular spacer, we're going to do a big hole spacer. Now this one's different because if you notice, we don't have the cup for the glue. So this one, what we're going to do with the big hole spacer, you're going to put glue along the metal part, okay? So you're just going to put glue on the metal part because that's what's going to glue to the bead. So this one, you're just going to rub glue around it. So make sure you got a layer. Make sure you get a layer on it. Hopefully you can see. Okay, see that? How you see the layer? It's a little wet on the hole. You want to go ahead and put that. Poke your needle through the... Now with the big one, you kind of have to center it because of the big hole. Okay. So it looks like that. You want to go ahead and center it. Now that one, you kind of, with that, you kind of have to let it sit upwards. So I usually, since I have my cup of beads, I usually just let it sit like that for a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the pink one. Now this one, we're gonna do an odd shape. Let me see if I put a spacer. And like I said, as you go, you could decide whether you want a spacer on each one, or you want to skip a spacer and then do bead to bead. It's whatever you like. Yeah, since that's a odd shape, I'm going to skip the spacer. Okay. Let's do the next one. So put the glue on there. Now put a little glue on the bead previous so that kind of sticks to that so it doesn't move. Okay. I want to do the same thing. Pull and twist. pull and twist, pull and twist, pull and twist, and you want to stick. Okay, look at that. I love pink, so look at that. Okay, so let that sit. Now you do want to, okay, now you do want to check your big hole. Okay, so that's okay there. Just move it a little bit. Okay. We want to go ahead and get our other bead that we're going to put down. Let's see. So I'm going to put the... Okay, see how we're getting closer to the end? So I might just skip that one. Yeah, use this one. Okay, so this is going to be our last bead here. So go ahead and put this here. So put it on the... Okay, and then you want to put some of it on the middle of the big hole bead. Because you want to come in contact with the next bead. Okay. Go ahead, put your bead in there. Now do the same thing. Pull and twist, pull and twist. Okay, so that's that. See this? Okay, that's... You see, if you pull a bit, it kind of comes all together. See how that kind of came off a little bit? We're going to put glue in that one. Because that means it didn't have enough glue to stick to that one. Just stick some glue there. Okay, so that's that one. That one there. Okay, now this one is done here, so I'm going to add a little little one, which I'm going to add a small one to this one too. And what I like to do is add like little beads at the bottom to kind of like finish it off. Now you can also put, I've seen people put little earring backs on the bottom here for like a stopper. You could do that, but I do recommend be careful because you really have to push it down the bead to stop it to get up to here. But I just like doing a regular bead like that. And you could use any kind of small one. It doesn't have to be a rhinestone. Let's see, pink one. I do red. Okay, so what you're going to do, same thing. Let me double check the rhinestone. Make sure that's enough. That isn't that great of a... Doesn't have enough rhinestone on it. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that rhinestone on here. All you gotta do is go ahead and put the glue again at the bottom. And remember, you don't need a lot because it's a small bead. And you're gonna do the same thing. Pull. And since usually the smaller beads has a smaller hole, it'll connect better. That's why I stick a small bead at the bottom. So if you got a small bead with a smaller hole, it'll be better. Now, usually I give it, let me see how many inches I give it on the bottom. I usually do like 1.5 down here to give it. Okay, just so that you can open your stuff, your plastics and whatnot. But yeah, so that goes that's pretty much it for that one. Let me finish this one off. Put a little dab of glue there. Like I said, since these are smaller beads, you don't have to put a lot of glue. See? And there goes that one. And then once it's dry, you can rub all the glue off of it. Okay? But yeah, there goes this out the way. There goes the two finished Pokey Tools that we did together. But yeah, here we go. I hope this did give you a better understanding of how to make Pokey Tools. And like I said, it's really, really easy to make. And it's fun to make. And you can do there's a whole lot of ways to make them. So yeah, make sure you like the video. Hit the notification so you know when I upload the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for requesting a video.